Hey everybody, Chapter 2 hiking here. We are not on trail. First and foremost though, we'd like to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving and a very safe holiday season from our family to yours. So we're coming to you tonight from the living room, yep, because Johnny has an announcement she'd like to make.
Oh,
so
I get to talk?
Yeah. Oh boy.
Wow.
Miss Johnny, what announcement would you like to make?
I would like to announce our official attempt on a thru hike through the Appalachian Trail starting in June 2022 from Maine.
Yes, so that is going to make us
middle of the year hikers?
No.
No.
We will be
Southbounders.
Southbounders, yes.
I think people can figure that out.
Yeah, probably so. If you're going from the northern terminus to the southern terminus, you'd probably figure out we're going to be something. Yeah,
Right.
Okay, got it. So, Miss Johnny, please tell us, what have we been doing to prep for our Appalachian Trail through hike of 2022?
Well, you've been doing a lot of reading, and I've been having to do a lot of listening. And
oh boy.
There's that, and we've been watching videos of other southbounders and a few northbounders in there just for, good measure.
Right.
And we've been looking at our gear, changing some of that out.
Yep.
And then we've been making food, lots of food.
So,
lots and lots of food.
So one thing we noticed early on when we first decided this is what we really wanted to do was that everybody we could see was talking about $1,000 a month per person to hike the Appalachian Trail. And we both looked at each other and we're like, how could you spend that kind of money?
Well, I'm sure it's possible. It's just...
Oh, no, I'm sure it is.
We just don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's not something we want to do. So Johnny came up with the idea. We don't eat processed food anyway at home. So Johnny came up with the idea of starting to dehydrate our own food. So why don't you tell them a little bit about how you figured it out?
Just research. Found maybe 4 different recipe books and websites that have, and we just started sampling some of them on day hikes, overnight trips, and then we just started making lists and got busy. We've been doing a lot of dehydrating.
Yeah. Yes, we actually bought another dehydrator.
Yeah, we bought a second one, so we can do quite a bit at one time. And it goes pretty, for the most part, we can get several meals in a night, just letting it run all night. And it was just basically, we have kind of like an assembly line, and we just kind of piece it all together and bag it. And, hopefully that's the way that we plan to save a lot of money. Well, it's going to cost 80% less to do it at home versus buying it in the store.
Well, yeah. So you came up with $2.50, $3 a meal if we do it here and dehydrate it.
Right.
Whereas we buy the prepackaged, no matter what company, and quite honestly, we don't have an opinion on the company because we've never tried that stuff. But it's still between $10 to $15 a meal. Right. So it's pretty, that gets pretty expensive. And then the other thing is we don't plan to hotel jump, and we're going to hike the trail to stay on the trail. So come in when we have to. My only requirement to that is 1 shower per week. That will be happening. And Johnny says she has to have her hair done at least every 35 to 40 days, something like that.
I said
60 days.
I said 3 months. I said
I
could go 3. I could just go halfway and then
I have this on camera. Okay. I have proof of this now. So some of the other things that we have a lot. Anybody who does a thru hike has a lot to do to prepare for it, and I think we'll agree that we've said that preparing for it is probably going to be the hardest part of it. Walking it's one thing, but I'm
pretty sure walking it's going to be the hardest part.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Logistically planning this whole thing out is going to be
but not
tough.
Too bad, because I know it's going to be sunny every day, and we're not going to have any problems.
Yeah,
so it's
no rain. It'll never get cold
No.
in Maine in June.
Never.
No.
It'll be great. So, I mean, I'm sure it'll be mostly a breeze.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a breeze. Oh, boy. But we are very excited. As you can tell, we are very excited about it. We've put a lot of thought into this. And, you know, we're going to have some videos coming up. Obviously, oh, well, that's one thing. So why don't we talk about the two big gear changes that we would like to make?
Oh, well, our one is the quilts.
Yeah,
Sleeping
our sleeping
bag
bags.
versus quilt. I would like to go to a quilt. And
I picked out the bag I want.
right.
I want to stay with the bag. Johnny wants to go with the quilt because Johnny wants more room in there. She wants to be able to move around a little bit. Not when, like the sleep bag we have now, there's nothing wrong with the bag. It's just, it really is tight in there. And every time you turn, the whole bag turns.
I don't have that problem.
No, I do.
You
I
do.
end up with the zipper
Mine
underneath
stays,
me.
Mine
And
stays fine.
yeah, it drives me crazy.
I just don't want my feet confined in a mummy bag.
Yeah, our foot box in the bags that we have now aren't very big. So our foot box isn't very big. That's what you were complaining about.
No, our foot box now is like this. You want to go to a smaller one.
Well,
Like
I
half
do.
the size.
Well, yeah, I do, but you're the one that doesn't want to be confined.
No,
in
I
there.
know. I like the foot box I have now. I just want something warmer.
Yeah.
Something warmer. But
Well-
a lot of them are the mummy, and I don't want that. So we're going to change that, and we're going to maybe change the tent. It's up for debate.
This has been a big conversation because the tent we have now we both really like, and it's a durable tent. This is
It's a fine tent.
it is a very good tent.
So, well, that's the only thing we would change.
I want more room,
Wants more room.
so
Which we could get a bigger tent that weighs less. So it's just a matter of do we
Right.
want to spend the extra money? That's all.
and the other
That's the
thing.
debate.
Right, and that is the debate. Well, the other debate, though, is what she brought up is the tent poles.
Well, that's what makes it weigh less.
Right, so if we
So-
could use trekking poles instead of having to carry tent poles, maybe that'll be better.
But it costs more money.
And it costs a lot more money. We're not talking about dimes and nickels here. We're talking about a couple $100. However, that's something that we're going to have to research a little more. And
We don't have to really
Figure it
research
out.
it. We just have
No.
to decide if we're going to spend money. We're going to. I'm going to have to decide if I
Yeah.
want to spend the money.
Johnny, who's so tight she squeaks when she walks, is going to have to figure out whether or not we want to spend $600 on another tent. That's kind of how that figures out.
Right.
But the reality of it is that we do that together pretty well. I mean, you know, it's we want to have a good time and we want to be able to afford some amenities on the trail. So we have to be frugal about what we spend on stuff that we take on the trail. So, however, we don't want any gear issues necessarily. I mean, you're always going to have one. Something's going to happen.
You can have that with any price item.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're just trying to figure out what's going to be best for us. So let me ask you this question. What would you like your base weight to be before food and water to get on a trail?
2 pounds. I mean, if you're asking.
Did you become an ultralighter and I didn't know about it?
No, I'm just saying in a realistic world, I'd like it to be 2 pounds. I think that would be pretty darn
Okay,
good. I really don't know.
In a realistic world, what do you think you'd like to be when you start?
I don't light as possible.
I
don't
watching,
have a weight.
I mean, we're not ultralighters. We'll never tell you that. We don't, and I don't want to be an ultralighter, but I would like to be right about 25 pounds without food and water, which would put me at about 32 pounds completely packed. And I think that would be fine. I've carried heavy. When I was on the Mason-Dixon Trail, I was definitely heavier than that. Well, especially when I resupplied, I was heavier than that because I had all kinds of fruit. And then she actually stole stuff from me without me knowing it because she thought I was going to be too heavy. So I get to camp, I go to pull out my, what was it, an orange or apple?
Pear.
Or my pear. And she took my pears home. How do you take a man's pear? Oh, jeez. But anyway, so So these are all things that we're going to do videos on as we get ready to attempt the trail, and that we will, of course, include you guys in on. So,
See, I knew I wouldn't get to talk that long.
I'm sorry. I'll be quiet now. Would you like to do the ending comments?
I don't have any ending comments except to say, well, stay tuned.
And you know what?
Because I'm sure there'll be drama.
Uh-oh. It's us. Hello? Anyway, please do us a favor. You've done a good job of it so far. Just stay along for the ride with us, because it's going to be interesting.